All right, cool. I think we're ready to get started. Let's see where we're at. All right, I should probably post that I'm streaming. Golkis, what's up? First. How's it going? I'm just posting on that site that shall not be named, and then we should be ready to get started. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I never took off the starting soon thing, and if I don't do it now, I'll forget. So let's do it now. Okay. Sweet. I don't want to look at my face. There we go. That's better. Okay. Yeah, today's decent. A little bit all over the place, but yeah, happens. Having to think about a database migration at work that we have to do in the next like 2 months. I guess technically we have 3 months, but that'll be fun. Hope you're well. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've also just had a bunch of stuff going on. Like, I don't know. I had to take my daughter somewhere for most of the morning and just kind of like worked in the car while she was doing her thing. And then, you know, came home, had other shit to do, that sort of thing. So lots of context switches, which my brain doesn't do so well with. It's not a fan. My mic was buzzing before. I'm just making sure it's not doing that now. No, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't think there's any buzz. I think I fixed it. Alright, sweet. Yeah, so let's see. I guess somehow I didn't write. That seems unlikely. Let's make sure we're in a good space and I didn't like accidentally do anything. And let's make sure I closed all my work stuff. Pretty sure I did. Let me just double check that I don't have... Okay. We're good. Emacs is not open anywhere else. So work stuff is closed. Alright, so... Oh my god. Switch to the wrong terminal. Hold on. There we go. Here's the terminal we care about. This is just our in order traversal deal. Yeah. Alright, so that's what we did yesterday. Played around with in order traversal. We got a from BST to VEC out of it, so that works. So let's just commit that. In order traversal and from BST for VEC. Nice. So we have a cleanish slate to work off of for our iterator. So yesterday I thought I was going to implement the iterator, and I just was having a hard time thinking through it. So I decided to do in order traversal instead, which is going to have similarities, of course, to how we might want to do an iterator, but is less to think about. So it just kind of helped me wrap my head around the problem space a little bit better so that we can hopefully get an iterator implemented today. Our in-order traversal is pretty simple. Let's see. Here's our nice thing. Let's just delete these comments. Those are old. And okay, well, all right, I'll just go over this and then I'll move that. Yeah, so we have our IO traversal function, which is our main in-order traversal function that we're calling on the binary search tree. And then this is all working within just normal functions instead of methods in this case. I could have put methods, used methods for these, but I decided not to. I just wanted to make it simple and not have to think about how I would do this with a method. One of the things I wanted to see, like, if it worked or not. I forgot that I was going to do that. So I want to do this first, just continue exploration. Because basically, if I don't need the whole box node T business, which I mean, I shouldn't need that, then we should be able to just do this as methods in our impl blocks, and it will make this code a little bit cleaner and probably a little bit more idiomatic. So I think I'm going to start with that. I don't think I'm purposely procrastinating my iterator. I just want to make this code a little bit nicer and then see, if it's nicer, then we can actually use it other places, right? Instead of just where we are right now. And oh yeah, this had T as clone, but it actually doesn't need that anymore. So that's one important change we made, is we don't need T to be cloned because from consumes our binary search tree. So that's all good. Just think about this real quick. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the whole box node T thing. So let's start here, and we'll just, how do I want to do this? Yeah, if I have to do this 3 times, it's probably worth just doing it. Morning, Nightshade dude. How's it going? Got that second. I'm not cool enough to know what a CBC is. I'm not cool enough to know such things. Okay. So let's just do this one, where we take a box node T and we just replace it with a node T. All right. And then if we do this here and here, then the only difference is there. Okay, let's see what happens. Hey Gio, how's it going today? Should be getting into our iterator. I just wanted to try something. Like before, of course, I was using these functions and I was passing the actual boxed node to each of them. And I know that like gives me some nice helpers with pointing. Well, since the box is the pointer. But I wanted to see if I could make it work without that, and then I could just put these in as methods on the binary search tree and node implementations, and then I think that would be kind of cool to be able to do that. So we're seeing how that might work, and then I should be ready to get into the iterator. Oh, I missed a place. That is here, which should be that. Okay. Let's just write and then get all of our borrow checker errors. Okay. It might actually be type. Let's see. Expected struct binary search tree node found struct box binary. Okay. So in this case, into enter. Is that not the method? Oh, is it because I don't have a... No. I'm probably just forgetting how to do this, and that's fine. I don't remember how to get the inner value from a box like this. I can just use star n. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Fun for me anyway. We'll see how fun it is. Okay. So here we're unwrapping. Maybe it'd be nice if these were just type errors, and they very well could be, because can I just do this? Yeah. Because I'm hoping the fact that we're consuming... Oh, it's only on Rust Nightly. That's what I hit before. That's what it was. That one always gets me. Okay. That looks okay. What happens when we test it? Boom. Okay, that was a hell of a lot easier than I expected. Just use Rust Nightly. I mean, I could. I just, like... The reason I don't want to is because ideally what I'm learning right now, as I'm learning the basics, the basics, I don't know, some people would laugh at that. You know, it's like I want to write Rust that I would write in production, basically. Okay, that's not true. This is not production level code. But I think you know what I mean. I want to at least use the things that are available to me on stable Rust instead of Nightly. I want to write production level code, and then you just look at all the code I've written. Like, no, that's not what this is. Nice one. Okay. Okay, so now that this is the way that it is, this should be pretty easy to transfer into... that's like saying that you need to support. Maybe it is. I mean, maybe I don't know what I don't know, Gio. Like, okay, this is All right, so here's the question then. Like, Rust nightly isn't like a stable API though, right? Like, it is subject to change. And so it might be in the nightly today, but it could be gone tomorrow, right? But maybe I misunderstand what's in nightly. And if I'm not working with like a stable API, then I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice by using a method that could be gone next week. I don't know. But maybe I misunderstand what the nightly moniker actually is. Okay, so let's start with, let's see, what do I want to start with? I guess we'll start, we'll move this to our node impl first, I guess. I need to find a better way to like indent. Obviously I could just run like cargo format, but that's okay. Let's see. I don't need this method to be, that's the current state of the API. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Let's challenge my assumptions. Wow. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? Not good. Look at GitHub just like treating my stream setup so kindly, not even making me increase the text size or pan over so that you guys can actually see everything. Okay. An explicit version is added here to make the API more consistent with pin, cell, ref cell, etc. Yeah. Right. So then, right. So they do the implementation, commenting, stabilization. So yeah, it's yeah, awesome, Chef. I appreciate the lurk. Either way, always helpful. Lurking helps a lot, actually. A lot of people. I mean, at this point, I mean, well, let me put it this way. I appreciate anybody who's lurking. Yeah. I was about to go down this whole thing. Uh-oh. D Tolnay canceled. He's canceled, isn't he? Isn't D Tolnay canceled? No, I'm just kidding. Twitter rush drama. Okay. Yeah, awesome. Good luck on whatever you're working on, Ashaf. Okay, so I get that, Geo, and it's probably safe-ish, I guess. Like, if they've decided to add something to nightly, yeah, I would agree with you that n00bery is one of those things that's extremely unlikely to die as an API because you already have it like in those other types, right? But like as a general rule of thumb, if something is in nightly and they've decided to implement it, does it really mean that it's going to make it into a Rust release someday? I don't know if there's like a guarantee of that. But you know, like I would, yeah, absolutely. You do have to explicitly enable stuff. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Well, I guess what I would be interested in, Geo, is talking to people who use Rust in production and seeing what their perspective on nightly is. I think that would be what I'd be interested in. Let's see. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was gonna make this work here. So let's just go visual mode and delete that. And this just takes self. And what happened here? Did I do like a really bad paste? Yeah, I absolutely did a bad paste. I pasted this inside of a current function. Classic. Classic me. Okay, that's hilarious. I can't believe I did that. It's because I was thinking about two things at once. Okay, there we go. That's the end of our node impl. Oh god, that's really dumb. Okay. There we go. We don't need T. And this can actually be self. Okay. And then I think what I'm gonna do, so let's see, end_right.take f of n, sure. Probably, I'm gonna guess it's partly because I haven't declared self as mutable. Do I need to do that? No. Cannot find n in the scope. Oh yeah. It might help if I just actually replaced n with self in this whole function. I actually don't know how to do a regional replace in Vim. Like, can I go into visual mode and then do like a s/ command and it just does it for me? I don't know how to do that. Let's find out. How do I do a regional replace and then? Substituting. Okay. Perform a block selection, so I have to do visual block mode. Type /abc and press enter. Press Ctrl V to start a block selection. Ctrl Q if you use Ctrl V for paste. Type EEE to select to the end of sold. Okay. Type JJ to extend the block selection over 3 lines. Press escape to clear the selection. I'm so confused as to these. Yeah. Yeah, I know F takes ownership of self, but I actually already handled that. At least I think I did. We'll find out. I mean, I had to handle that in my original function. But it might show me something else. We'll find out. Oh, this is too annoying. I don't feel like figuring this out right now. I have too many other things to think about. So we're just gonna do this the slightly hard way. I mean, there's not that many ends, so I mean, how hard is it really? Yeah, how about that? Okay. So let's just say s/n./self dot. Okay. Good. Oh, what was that? Oh, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Huh. Oh well. That's me trying to do things in a smart way and then it not working. Oh well. Self. Right, and I already have R, so that shouldn't matter. So let's see what's next. Right, node traversal doesn't exist anymore because I deleted it. So now we have to do something else here. I think I just want to do an if let, and then I'm already unwrapping it, and then it will be nicer to use outside of that. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah. So let's do that. If let equal some L equals, wow, lag, Emacs lag. It's hurting me today. And this is going to be self.left.take. Now, obviously, most of this is going to change. Well, I use evil mode, so basically find and replace in Vim should be the same. I know how to do it in Emacs, but I'm trying to use Vim motions. Yeah, the problem with that, so I was using that, like the same command, but that's like, that would be a full file replace, right? That replaces everything in the full file. So if you do a %s, if you just do s, then substitute command, then you're just on one line. But it was annoying. So, oh well. Okay, so this should now just be called node traversal, and it doesn't actually make sense to call it traversal anymore, but that's okay. Without G, it asks you for every instance starting at your cursor. Oh, okay, right. Oh, okay, so I actually could have done that and then skipped over the ones that I didn't want to replace. What's that do? That will find and replace over my selection? Okay, we'll try it next time. So it's colon, single quote, left arrow, comma, single quote, right arrow, s slash blah blah blah. Okay. Thanks, Dylan. I appreciate it. I knew there was a way, and I just couldn't like, I don't know, I tried Googling it before and it was like really annoying, the answers it gave me. And I even tried GPT, also annoying. So here we are. If you press with text selected. Oh, okay. Huh. All right. Good to know. We'll see what happens. Okay. Alright, this isn't gonna work because I didn't dereference, but oh wait, it does work, right, because I don't have to do the whole star thing if I'm just calling a method on the inner value. Ooh, nice. How about it? That's nice. Okay. Alright. Okay, and then we're gonna basically do the exact same thing here, except we already took right, so we're just gonna say if let sum r equals. All right. A little bit more. A little bit more better. How hard is it to watch me try to use them motions? Whoops. For people who are actually good at it. All right. Yeah, but it sounds terrible. Fuck you, Dylan. Fuck you. That's funny. Quick message check. Yeah, 100 keys to edit 10 characters. Yeah. That's how it goes when you're learning shit. Oh. But I mean, and sometimes even when people know them really well, they'll do really complicated commands to do something that's relatively simple if you were just in insert mode, right? That's all right. It's part of trying to be efficient. Okay, so this looks good here. Let's see if our test passed. Nope. We need down there. I just forgot to update it. Here, yeah. Oh yeah, and what's nice about this is I also don't need that star syntax. Yeah, S is really helpful, right? That's the one that lets you run. Yeah, you just mean to delete what's that cursor? Yeah. Yeah. No, I was thinking of something else. I was thinking about what is it? Control O? Yeah. Control O in insert mode. I like Control O. It's pretty cool. F. And this time I mean F, literally. Okay. Where that, and what don't you like about it? The method no traversal exists for struct box no t. T partial eq. Oh, that's because I have that here. That's fine. Which is required by T partial ord. Yeah. Once I move this into my binary search tree, I'll already have that. So, I mean, I guess, let me think. Is this hiding potentially a different error? It could be. But I don't think it's going to be a super difficult class of errors that we won't be able to figure out. So let's just go from there. All right. Let's go above our iterator and paste. This one we do want to be public. And we don't need T. And yep, that's all correct. I mean, it is a little bit, the part that's weird about this is part that's weird about this, I'm getting there, is that so far I didn't expose this whole like node thing for function mute. And maybe that doesn't make sense. Maybe it should be function mute t. I don't know. We'll get there. We'll get there. So this can just be self. Okay, that's just at our test on 213. Still isn't right? What's wrong about it? Oh, okay, right. Basically, oh, that's interesting. You just think about those. So technically I could do a new impl block that doesn't require the whole partial ORD thing, but you wouldn't have even been able to construct the binary search tree without that partial ORD. So it's kind of like, why do that? You know? So I think I'm just gonna do this time. Now what? Unsatisfied trait bounds. What's the other one that's unsatisfied? Debug? Probably debug. I mean, I'm currently not actually using debug, but on T. So maybe, I don't think I am anyway. Nope, I'm just using it in tests. I was leaving it on there for while we worked on everything, but since I'm done with that, I'm just going to take it off as an actual requirement. Okay. That's funny. T cannot be formatted. Where did I actually do a debug? Oh, I did a debug in my node impl. That's fine. I don't need that anymore. You gotta be kidding me. Why didn't I just search for it? I'm going one by one. Oh man, sometimes I'm quite annoyed with myself. Okay, let's see now. Yeah, there's another one. And now another one. And how about now? Just in our tests. Our tests are fine. Okay. Oh, did I forget to declare self as mutable there? That is certainly possible. Yeah. Okay. That looks pretty good. Everything passes. The only thing is the thing that I talked about. Is that the node T is a private type and I'm exposing it in my public interface. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I either make node a public type, which doesn't make sense because it's an internal implementation detail, or I just make function mute take a t, which makes a lot more sense in my opinion. So I think that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna change function mute to take a t, and then here we're gonna do self.value, and then at our other traversal, we just have to do the same thing here. And then finally, we just have to update our from implementation there. Okay. Classic. Okay, let's do this. Let's call this a vec, and then we'll call this a v, and then call this a v, and that's a vec. Oh, almost there, not quite. Sweet. Let's try this. Okay, everything's working. Probably ended up with a better interface. They're all methods, which is nice. And now, you know, not that IO traversal probably is going to make a lot of sense to anybody else, but that's okay. We could put a doc string on it, right? Let's do that real quick. In order traversal. That's like real Emacs lag. In order traversal. I think that's all I'm gonna say. I guess I could say applying F to each T. Something like that. Why are you consuming self? I'm consuming self in the basic case here for going from, because the original use of this. Oh, well, actually, let me back up. Yesterday, I wrote an in-order traversal that just took a reference to self, and then we went through the whole thing. I then edited it to, because vec consumes, I'm sorry, I'm not explaining well. Let me just show you. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, when I did the implementation of the from trait from BST for vec, from consumes binary search tree. If my in-order traversal took a reference to self, unless I require T to be clone, then I can't use the in-order traversal to do from BST to vec. So I decided, let's just make it consume the vec and then that's where we ended up with. I would agree that, like, as a general API, consuming the binary search tree, I said consuming the vec, I meant binary search tree, consuming self on an in-order traversal doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. But it is what it is. It's fine for now. It could be, yeah. It's reasonable. It could be a private API, but, you know, right now it's not. You know, like yeah, as like a point, I mean, we could call it out in the doc string, but consuming self, just in case people are wondering. So I didn't know how I wanted to do that. Partly, what am I trying to say? So I could have like a private IO traversal consume, and then a public IO traversal that's by reference. I could do that. I'm not going to do it right now, but I could do it. So yeah, it's a good question. All right, so let's just commit what we have right now. Let's just look at the diff. Possibilities are endless. This is true. It's partly what's fun about making your own data structures. Add traversal to impl. Okay. I think I'm gonna change this, which is what I wanted to do anyway, to traverse. Let's just keep it as traverse, because that's kind of like our basic, like for a binary search tree, is in general you would want to do an in-order traversal, and then basically everything else would be, this is when I can actually do this. Traversal to traverse. Nice. And let's just add a doc string there. It's pretty obvious at the top. In order traversal. Applying f to self.value. Consuming self. Okay, we'll just leave it like that. And yeah, let's change our IO traversal to just traverse as well. I like that better. So we're gonna do the same thing. IO traversal slash traverse. And make sure that tests looks good. Okay. Rename traversals. We have our doc string explaining that they're in order. And that is what I would expect when traversing a binary search tree, is that our general traverse would be in order. Nice. That wasn't too bad. I mean, I didn't really do a hell of a lot. I just refactored it a little bit. Not bad. All right, so let's see about an iterator for a binary search tree. Let's see if I can get started on this today and think about how I would want to do it and what makes sense. First, let me copy this down. And then we'll go here. This is what I started with, but I don't think it makes any sense. So basically, right, and then this is what I started doing yesterday, and then I I got too lost in the weeds. So that's when I did in order traversal. So what do we want to do? We want to take our BST, Are you making fun of my Emacs hacks flags? Yeah, it's without native compilation. I keep telling myself I'm gonna do it, and then I procrastinate it, and then I procrastinate it again. I never had any performance. Well, that's not entirely true. I will say I rarely had performance problems until I went through my recent trying to make Emacs work with Rust, a few months ago. Before that, I used Emacs with Clojure, which is my day job. I used Emacs with Java, no problems. And then of course other things as well. But those were the main things that I did most of the time. PHP, no problem. But when I was trying to get the Rust tools working, I ended up having to upgrade. So I went to Emacs 29, which if I knew that native compilation was a thing when I went to Emacs 29, then this would all be not something we are even talking about right now. But I just downloaded the DMG from the extremely modern Emacs site. It's a joke, by the way, if you've ever visited it. And it's slow. It's slow. Emacs 29 with the LSP is very laggy. So that's pretty sad. It's very fixable, and since Teeny's not here to redeem no apologies, I will say I apologize for not taking the time. I apologize to myself for not taking the time to just actually do it. It is weird that it's not the default, but it just depends on where you get it from. If you get it from, like, I'm on a Mac, boo. If you get it from Mac ports, native compilation is the default now. And then there's a few other places that monitor that give you that by default. But it is really weird that on the official Emacs site, when you download the DMG, they don't have native compilation on by default. I don't understand why they did it that way. It doesn't make sense to me. I didn't know about it until after I did this whole upgrade arc. And then I was in a I was in Discord, some Discord server, talking about Emacs, and I was like, man, this is so slow, this is killing me. And he's like, oh, well, you should use native compilation. I was like, okay, like I didn't know that was a thing. So, because it wasn't a thing on the version that I was on before. I was on I don't remember. I don't think I was even on 28. I think I was on something a few versions back. But yeah, it's a good call out, Hacks Flags, and I appreciate it. I just need to do it because I want to do that before I give up on making Emacs performant on Mac OS, because I don't know, it's been pretty painful lately, very laggy. Okay. Oh yeah, so we're writing out our BST iterator. What are we gonna start with? Obviously, we have to start with having some reference to our actual tree, whether that's a reference to the head or whatever. So we need a reference to head one way or another, or root, I should say, sorry. And then we're gonna need to start by going all the way down to the left, because this is going to be in order. Yeah. Oh, that would be pretty cool though, like as an iterator example, like if you could... Okay, never mind. I'm getting distracted, and I think it's just because I'm trying to not do this. One second. Okay. So we're going to need a reference to roots. Obviously, we're going to need to have a reference to our current node. Okay. This is making sense to me, actually, how I would do this. All right. And then we would need a reference to the parent of current. I'm just using reference in a general meaning. So it could actually potentially, like I could do this similarly to how I was going to try. Just by having reference to a root. I might not actually need that once I finish the implementation, but it's an idea. So basically our stack will stay, our current will stay, and then we will just need let's just start with root, and I think with that it will all become clear. I think I can do this. I'm just not sure if this is what I actually want. I mean, our root will actually be there the whole time. All right, no, our box will continue to live. I was just thinking, right, the lifetime's applying to the box. Yeah, no, that's fine then. This is fine. Okay, so we have stack root in that. Let's do this. And wrong way. What? Oh, no, it just... No, it did go back. Oh, that was annoying. Can you go back to where I was? I didn't actually want you to go all the way back. Okay. This is what I wanted. Root. Well, actually... I'm so frustrated sometimes. I fucking hate myself sometimes. Alright. And current is none. Alright. This is good. What don't you like? No such field. Stack, root, current. Okay, whatever. What? Oh, I undid what I did. Oh my god. Okay. That's fine. I didn't see that. I obviously hit U somehow, and I didn't notice. Okay, awesome. Stack root current. This looks fine. I'm just going to delete everything here because I don't want it to distract me from what I am pretty sure I want to do. How does that sound? Okay. So let's start with if root dot is none, then none. Else just easier for me to think of it in if else right now. So if there's no root, then we know there's nothing to do here. Otherwise, we're oh, that's interesting. I think I can probably make some of this better. Like, why is and a, or why is my lifetime applying to box instead of option? Why did I decide to do that? I don't remember. I think the idea was that I wouldn't have to like take it, but I think, all right, let me try this. I don't know. I might have to go back. Let's just do a commit real quick. Cargo commit. Oh my god. Get CM, BST, later start, maybe? Okay. And yeah, of course, I'm really good at not saying self. Hey, Kenran. Thanks for joining. So if you were part of the stream yesterday and I rated Kenran because he was writing Haskell, I only put one underscore in his username. So sorry about that. But here's a shout out to Kinran. He was writing some Haskell. I actually don't know your pronouns, Kinran, so sorry if they're not he. You can correct me if you're wrong, if I'm wrong. But they were writing some Haskell yesterday, and we were gonna raid them, and then I fucked it up. So apologies for that. And if you want to watch some Haskell and some other things, I think they do all sorts of things. Yeah, totally. It's like, okay, 1_ wasn't available, right? So, well, you know, if you want to know how I ended up with 4 E's in MetaMe, yeah, I think probably no one was wondering that. You know, I just kept typing E's until I got there. So pretty funny. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for joining. We're working on an iterator for our binary search tree, and I'm just playing with the lifetime specifications. Yeah, yeah, I feel you. Cool. Let's see. So what I think I want to do, because I made this kind of weird, I'm gonna actually move this up so that my iter method above and this is closer together, so I don't have to keep going back and forth like a maniac. Okay. That's a little bit nicer to see. So maybe I already did this and that's why I was confused. But like, why am I not just doing this? Right? Doesn't that make more sense? Because I'm getting a reference anyway. And since it's not mutable, I can't take it. And that would be the problem. I am an Emacs user. Yeah, we were just talking about it. Because I recently upgraded to Emacs 29 and I didn't do native compilation. I just downloaded, I'm on Mac, and I downloaded the I say Mac that way because it's like hashtag work pays, right? You know? And I downloaded the just like the DMG file from the Emacs website. And that's apparently just a total L move. It's a bad choice. At least it's not Windows. That is very true. Oh, developing on Windows is painful in my opinion. Not what I'm too interested in. But yeah, I do like Emacs a lot actually. Everybody's trying to get me to move to NeoVim. And I have been having a bunch of performance problems and other problems with Emacs, and that's the only reason that I have considered trying NeoVim. But I am using evil mode as well. But you know, so hopefully maybe in the next week or so, this will say it's Emacs with native compilation with evil mode. Yeah, it's been a while since you've used Mac. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing is like I didn't have any issues. Like, I don't remember what version I was on before. I was trying to remember, but it was 5 years ago. Whatever the current version was, about 5 years ago, that's what I was on. I never upgraded. So I don't know. It was fine. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised to hear that you use Nix. It's yeah, like I write Clojure for my day job, and I never had issues with my previous Emacs setup. I never needed an LSP or used an LSP or some of these other kind of newfangled features. So I don't know, but once I kind of had all of this, yeah, Cider is great, exactly. So I just used Cider, didn't really need an LSP, right? But yeah, with all this new stuff, I've really noticed the performance issue, and I'll even get random freezes and lag. It can't keep up with my typing, and like my typing's not that fast. I mean, it's like, you know, right around 100, you know, and it's not like you type that fast while you're coding most of the time. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get the native compilation figured out. So that's the plan. I said I was going to do it like last weekend, but I got really into this video game that I don't play I haven't played video games very much in the last few months, and I got really into this game, so, you know, it kind of took up most of my weekend. It happens. Cool. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. So my screen is not quite, it's technically what, quad HD, right? 1440p, but it is one of those big, like 34-inch ultra wides. So I wonder if that's another thing affecting it all. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Mac. I'm also on an Intel based Mac, so I'll call that out as well. A lot of people I know on Silicon have a lot less issues than I do now. It's aging equipment. So, you know, eventually I'll get an upgrade. Whether that's to a Linux box, that would be great, or to a Silicon MacBook, which, you know, might be okay. Who knows? No, it's cool. This stream is about derailing things. We have people drop in, derail me, we have little conversations, and then we try to get back to the code. So yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's good. Both you and Haxflex now have hit me enough in my brain maybe to be like, okay, I really need to do this native comp thing so I can stop complaining about Emacs. Yeah. Okay. So we created our BST iterator struct. From there, we did that a long time ago, but we updated it. We have there, what was the thing that I was thinking about? Oh yeah, I changed it already. I did the self.root.asref. That's all good. I guess the surprising thing to me is that this type checks, and it's probably just because I'm being a noob and I forget, right? Asref, all asref does on an option is it doesn't give you a reference to the option, it just gives you a reference to what's inside of it. So actually this big thing that I was doing before was almost the same thing. Now the only difference was, the reason that I did it originally is because I was trying to like take control of that and not have to think about it, but it doesn't matter anymore. It was just me being dumb, basically. So I'm not gonna have to worry about that. So this will work. Okay. So now we can just think about our actual implementation. And we start with if self.root is none, we return none. There's nothing in our binary search tree, right? So if there's nothing in our tree, there's nothing to iterate over. And then if root is not none, we then want to check if current is none. The problem here is that I'm not actually... There's no difference here between my base case, if you will, like, I'm sorry, my initial iteration, and when there's literally no more items to iterate over. So that's a problem. So let me think about this. So if we have a self.root and our stack is empty and our current is none, is there another valid case where all of those things would happen? I mean, what I kind of want to do, even though I don't like it, is to initialize our BST iterator with our actual first current. It would require implementing a function outside of like the next, which is fine, which is basically just to say, like, it's kind of like a node get next function, if you will. But I don't know if I want to do that. We'll just see what happens. All right, so basically the point is I need some way of modeling initial state. So our initial state of our BST iterator all right, I'm gonna do something gross and we'll fix it later. Oh yeah, this is getting really good. We're just gonna create an initial flag. All right, so self.root is none. We don't even care that it's initial. So if self.initial, then we know we're at our first step and we want to start from our root and go all the way down to our left. Yeah. So we have a function that does something similar for right already. So we could probably do that for left as well. So let's look at our recur right function, which does a little bit more than recur right, but that's okay. We can at least look at it and think about it. Is that a customized input mono font? This is, goodness, I already forgot. Is it on here? Nope. Nope. It's a free font. That's all I know. I always forget which font I'm. Oh, it's an Andali. That's what it's called. Andali Mono. Finally came to me. That's what I'm using. it's a whatever. It's good. I don't particularly like yeah, I don't particularly like I don't know. Ligatures are really cool looking. Don't get me wrong. But for whatever reason, I like seeing what I type versus like it creating like a ligature for me, right? It's just something that I like. So I don't know. This font kind of works for me, but yeah, it's good enough. There somebody recommended one that was like free or cheap that's similar to it, just like a little bit better, but I don't remember what it's called right now. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty. It looks really cool, but for some reason my brain just likes seeing it. Yeah, right, I know, that's what I was thinking. Like with Haskell, like you would it's like using ligatures kind of feels like very appropriate because of how many symbol operators you use and stuff. But yeah, I think even then I'd still just rather see the thing that I typed. So I don't know. That's probably also like people who have different alphabets than the English alphabet, you know, probably would feel not as weird about it than I do. But I don't know. That's just a theory, because you know you end up creating characters out of things very differently than, you know, where typing English you just don't. So I wonder if my brain would be more amenable to it if I wasn't, you know, like a native English speaker and typer, a native English typer. Yeah. All right, cool. We've got about 20-ish minutes to go before I gotta go. So let's see what we can get done in that time. Right. So yeah, we might as well do this. And we'll just make this the actual doc string for this one. And then let's just say leftmost. I like that. I like it enough. And we don't need mutability, and we're just going to return an option. And box self. There's that lag. Did you guys like that one? All right. All right. And this has to be from the parent perspective. So self should basically never be none. All right, self isn't an option, so of course it's not none. Oh, right. I see what I was doing above. Okay, it's going to be the same thing. If let sum n equals, no, we're just going to say self dot left, and I should be able to do this, and nope, wrong one. No, that's the right one. No, I misread that type. Okay. Okay. If let sum in self dot left, then we're just going to say n dot recur. No, n dot. Oh, I see why I didn't call it leftmost. That's why I called it recur, right? Because then it's weird to say. It's kind of weird. I mean, you call leftmost. I mean, I guess at every point this will return the leftmost. It's just a little bit weird. It's probably a bad name, but oh well. We're just gonna live with it. Okay. Else we just return self. But it's supposed to be an option and box self. Right. That's why I did it from 2 steps up. But 2 steps up doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. Like, I don't even know. I think that's why I ended up having a problem there. Let's see. If n.right.is sum, n.recur right. Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Else. Okay. Processing. 1 second. Quick message. All right. Let's just think about this without looking at the code. I'm closing my eyes. I'm starting at my root and I'm saying give me the leftmost. Now that leftmost may actually be the root. So in that case, we would only have root. Okay. I think root is a special case. It might be a special case. Or maybe I don't care about returning an option and box self, and I can just return. Oh, yeah. I think I actually do just want to return a boxed self. Actually, I might just want to return itself, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't think I even need the box. I can just have the reference. Like a ref to self. I think that makes sense. Because then this would just go here. I don't need parent because I don't need mutability. That was the thing that I needed the parent about before. That's why recur right was special, and it was for a different case. So this should just return an and self. And that reference existed before, so we shouldn't have to specify any lifetimes. So we should be good there. Okay. Not bad. Oops. Wrong one. Oh no, did I forget that command? Oh man. I forgot the last change command again. Somebody told me yesterday, and I forgot what it was. Oh, freaking heck. It's so useful. It's so useful. That's what happens when you use Vim motions. Well, I'm using evil mode, Kinran, so, you know, I'm fairly new to evil mode. I used just normal Emacs before. Okay, use evil mode, nice. I actually started using evil mode around the same time I updated a bunch of things in Emacs. But, yeah, is it G? Oh, it's G colon. Yeah, that was it. G colon. But then G semicolon? No. You haven't used evil in a year. Yeah. I don't know. I've liked it. I've liked it for the most part. I'm like 2 months in, something like that. I'm not good at estimating time, so I could be wrong. It could be more like 3 months. It's around there anyway. Okay. This should let's just return none and make sure that we don't have any other errors. Oh, you don't want to move self.initial. Oh, this is something I actually, this is something I never encountered until I installed all the Rust stuff either, is this error in process filter, args out of range error, and it completely freezes the frame. But all I have to do is go into a new frame. And then we're happy. And then close the old frame. And we're back in action. I'm not sure what's up with that one. Okay. No value. Expected enum. Option T. Okay. What? Why? What? Oh, no, that's okay. I was reading. It's confusing because it was giving me the docs and the error all at the same time. Why are you returning unit even though I'm returning a none? If expressions, oh, it's just because I did a else if. Oh my god, this is the second time this has happened to me when using else if. I'm such a silly person. Such a silly person. Oh my god. Okay, this is a really good one. That error for some reason always trips me up. But if it's just because I'm trying to use it, look at the LSP, result versus like the full compiler error is really obvious. Annoying. Okay, so we're still in a working state. I didn't break anything. You have modifiers on home row. Yeah, I have modifiers on I don't know what you'd call it, under the home row. So I go down 1. So I mean, control is still actually mapped to my pinky and always has been. Yeah, I have heard that with home row modifiers. And I think that's partly why I was hesitant to do it versus like going 1 row down. But I don't know. I think I actually did put a home row modifier on the one I did though, which is different because you don't have the same lag. Is I did 2 keys at once, whatever that's called, double key macro, where if I press J and K at the same time, it's escape. I never use it though. I still just use the escape that I bound to one of my thumb cluster keys. I always forget that it's there. It hasn't really become part of like my muscle memory. But that doesn't cause any lag because it's not waiting for me to, it's not waiting to decide if it was a press or not. I mean, there might be some lag, right? But not the same as a hold versus tap. But yeah. But I know a lot of people that use home row modifiers and they're totally happy. I don't know, it doesn't bother them. And sometimes it's about tuning the timeout if you can, but yeah. You have to use a thumb key. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. So it's kind of like you're using a meta modifier, a meta key. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, my control is Z, so it's still my pinky. Command, Apple key is X, and Option or Alt is C. And it works for me. And it's the same bindings on my other hand. It's not so bad. Yeah, that makes sense. I did try the whole. I did something similar. I did it. I only lasted one day, but what's it called? It's like the shift modifier, where hold automatically applies shift to the key, and I tried it on my letter keys, and I imagine the lag is similar. And I only tried it for one day, and the amount of mistypes and everything was just terrible. But I actually do have auto shift applied for my number keys, and I find that to be nice because I can easily just uses caps to shift even single letters. Oh wow, that's so crazy. It's just faster for him to type rather than have to hold something. Oh, that's really interesting, Kenan. Okay. Else if self.initial. Right, so this is our initial case. I just wanted it to type check, and at this point we should be able to get to leftmost. So let's just start with leftmost. Is leftmost the right word? I don't know if it is yet. And we might want to encode it with something else. And really we might say leftmost dot rightmost. Right? No, leftmost is our first. That's right. No matter what, leftmost is our first. Okay, so that's easy enough. So let's just say start equals self dot root dot leftmost, and then do this so that we actually compile. And why doesn't this like it? For enum option. Yeah, that's very true. Okay. Let's just do an unwrap. T partial ord. So annoying. Okay. Well, sure, I'll write that even though it's wrong. RR. Okay. So now we have this, and start is an and node T. Okay, cool. So we have our initial starting place. Yeah. And so this actually, is this our current? I guess that's my question. If this is our current, Yeah, that is our current, isn't it? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think I already decided that I don't like the initial thing because it's gonna screw up too many things. So now that we have this as a method, we're actually just going to do it right here. And we're just going to say self.root .asref dot oh, I can't say leftmost, right? Dang it. I can't say that because I don't know that it exists. But it's an optional. Oh, right, that's all I have to do. Is I just say self.root.asref.map and dot leftmost. I don't know if it's gonna work, but let's see. It should. Let's just get this type checking, and then at least I think I've figured out my problem space well enough that we can actually get our iterator done tomorrow. That would be nice. Expected enum box binary search tree node t. Oh, and actually got binary search tree node t. Well, maybe that's actually what we want in our current then. If leftmost gives us the node instead of the box, the only way this will be annoying... Is that going to be annoying? No, I don't think so. I think it's fine. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's just change our type. Okay. And then as long as this works, just unused is fine. So as long as this works, we can get rid of our initial. The reason I didn't want to do it this way is because we're doing work just by calling iter, and ideally that doesn't happen. It's kind of like it's a little bit unfortunate to do it that way. But nah, that's okay. So now what we're gonna do is change this to an if let some r. Of course, you wouldn't want to do this every time per se. No, we don't even need to do this, right? We just have current. And if root was none, then current would be none. So that's taken care of. Yeah, this is going to be a lot nicer. So then we're just going to say if sum, if let sum in, oh my god, if I could type, equals self dot current, then now we don't even need that part. Right. And if there's no current, then we return none. So in our none case, we should return none. In our sum case, we want to return that value and then update our current. So we are going to return value. Okay, and self.current is just going to be self.current's going to be complicated. Okay, yeah. So let's just actually write out what we're going to do here, and that will be our notes that we can start with next time. Okay, so we know our V is our current. To get our next current, we're going to check if right. Let me think about this. Yeah. Our next current would be check if right, then similar right dot left most, etc. And we already fucked up because we're not keeping track of our stack, and we basically have to. So that's the other thing we already fucked up, but that's okay. Check if right, then right dot leftmost, else right. I think that's fine. Otherwise, go up stack. To do, actually update the stack. Good times. Okay, so basically the idea is when we go this n.leftmost, and it's partly why this abstraction's not actually going to work. I mean, I could pass it the stack and then have it just like to do macro. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. Let's just do this. Return value to do you know the actual iterating part. Yeah, I know I'm passing it. Just make you happy for now. Okay. Right. So I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm not sure yet what I want to do. Like, do I want to pass this stack into n.leftmost, and then as it's recursing, update each parent? I could. It feels a little bit odd. I think I might actually just bring the leftmost method down here and just have it as like a helper function for this, because otherwise I think it feels too weird. Like, it's not, I can't exactly think like when else am I gonna, oh, I don't know. It doesn't really matter either way. At the end of the day, it's a function. Whether it's in the impl block or not, it doesn't really matter as long as it's private. Cool. Well, yeah, thanks for hanging out. I enjoyed the conversations. We didn't do so much today, but I think I have a sense of actually how I'm going to do this. In my head, my implementation will work, and we'll find out if Rust lets that mental model of how this works actually work in the compiler. Should be tomorrow. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the chats. And let's see if there's anybody we can raid, and let's maybe type their username correctly. We'll try to do that. Oh, TJ's streaming. Yeah, we'll raid TJ. There's an easy one. So yeah, thanks again. We're on. Yeah, I like Tej. He's good. We are gonna be back tomorrow unless bad things happen. But you know, fingers crossed they won't. All right. See you guys. And I'm a boomer because I don't know how to do this. There we go. Almost there. Almost there. Okay. Yay. All right. See you guys. Did I really fuck it up again? I know I'm rating it. What did I do? Why can't I click raid now? Oh, there it is. Oh, God. I'm so dumb. Bye, guys.